Hello, TMA is here. We're back to Repel the Rifts, and this time we're playing the experimental branch, which you can choose on the Steam settings of the game. If you go to betas, you can choose experimental branch. And I believe we arrived to Pathfinder. Our last game was with the Surveyor, and we lost. Two boxers on wave 10. As always. So, Surveyor. Anything fancy you want to try? Or do we just go safe with as many lancers as we can and as much damage as we can? Yeah, probably. Let's do that. Difficulty 5. Let's go. So there should be significant rebalance to waves between 15 and 25, I think, if I remember correctly. So they should be more challenging, more difficult now. Yeah, let's start with that. Cannot afford Lancer on day 1, so we just go. Need to put one here to cover the tile in front of the commander, but also have some more utility, like covering these two tiles, and later we'll extend the range, so we'll cover all this path, and if our path will turn around, we'll also start shooting in this direction. So okay, this is an interesting set of terrain. So it is basically almost the longest path we can have in 2 tiles. 5 tiles of path per surveyed land, and the only one option that is longer would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tiles, I think. I don't think there is any option with 6 tiles, so it's basically the almost the longest option we got. So this will have a good coverage, which will later be extended. Time to switch to siege mode. I like surges, just in general. They're strong towers. So let's give it a try. Let's take a surge and place you here. This can be occupied by a later tower, which, for example, can be a tremor or ionizer. So I might hold on to this tile, or at least until I see the next set of terrain. So let me build the surge instead here. Wait, whom are you shooting? Doesn't look like shooting the closest. You're definitely shooting the furthest. Okay, there's targeting. Priorities are still messed up and questionable. In which direction do I want to go? So I'm afraid if I go in this direction, then it will further mess up targeting of my Pathfinder, and Pathfinder would often be shooting somebody here while having enemies much closer, much more dangerous. So don't want that to be happening on a constant basis. So I think for that reason I will go this way. Should build a blockade, I believe, so would be useful. Hey, they artifacts didn't before have tiers. They had some kind of tiers that is reflected in the price for which you can sell. You can sell them for 300, you can sell them for 600. Similar with artifacts that you dig out of the ruins, they were 175 worth or 300 worth, I believe. But now these tiers are explicitly said here. I just love mitosis, especially that early in the game. It's one of my favorite artifacts. So let's have it. Let's build indeed a blockade. In here, let's put the blockade on this spot, so this can be shooting, this can be shooting there. Okay, now these things, so Knight 7 is a scary one. It is quick. It has more enemies than the previous one, and the enemies have more health. So it is like a significant step up from Knight 6 and Knight 7 for this simple reason. Quite often resulted in me taking a whole lot of damage. Okay, the barricade saved us. Oh, love it. Market sells one more upgrade. Yes, definitely. This is also a dangerous wave. Lots of shield regeneration. Case in point. It's nice to have a long path, but there is no way I can place a lancer to cover this terrain, so that is a better option. Plus gives me two anomalies where I can place the surges, and it would be quite strong. -5 armor. Oh, healing. Let's go for -5 armor. Might be useful. This one in here. Then need to save some money and put a couple of surges. Cannot afford anything. Hey, what's that? Now it has chances. Common 40%, uncommon 40, rare 15. No epics or legendary can be encountered at this stage. That's good to know. So we won't spend money wasting rolling the shop when free options are frozen. Mitosis, thank you. Very nice of you. We're super dead. We're super dead. Okay. That happens. So I'm thinking if I were to focus harder on Lancers, so if I wouldn't take that and take money instead, didn't buy the upgrades for the Surges, would it have been better? Only 8 enemies remained, so it didn't seem that difficult to be able to destroy them if I had played a little bit different. So okay, we'll see. It's time to run Mechanic. Last time we played with Mechanic we won. It was our first victory, but we also found Bloodlust Protocol on wave 10 or wave 15, I don't remember. Wave 10 probably, or 15. But basically Bloodlust Protocol solved the rest of the game for us. We are absolutely not guaranteed to find such broken artifacts, so how do we win with mechanics is still a very open question. So we definitely, between these two terrains, we choose this one. Has a longer path. We will put Vanguard first. We will give the Vanguard or should we save for the poly? No, for this night we don't need anything. It was 44, now it's 52, so it is plus 8. 20% of 44 would be 8.8. I would round it up to 9, so I still don't know which of these upgrades are multiplicative and which is additive. I assume that every new stack is multiplicative. So the total damage improve is not 32% from the height and this one, but initially it was increased by 12%, then it is by 20%, so basically I'm multiplying by 1.2 and then by 1.12, and whatever result is basically higher than 32. So we will be killing them with 2 shots, but we still need a sentinel to take care of wave 3. Nice. Let's place another vanguard in here. This is the longest path you can have with the tile, with the survey, so we want to have as long path as possible. So our towers have as much time as possible shooting at the enemies. Also, there will be upgrades to increase Sentinel's range, so Sentinel will be able to cover all of that. Tremor. That is helpful. And I was keeping it in mind when I saw this path. I think it will help us. That's alright, and it is also a nice place for Tremor. So let's do that. Overlord with these guys should not be a problem. This is a good upgrade. This is a good upgrade. This is also a good upgrade. Okay, night 10 is boxers. We need to prepare for that. I'll take static accumulator. I have fast shooting towers. It would be very good for them. While investment account is something I cannot really use well. I'm getting too greedy, and instead of buying the upgrades that help me survive, I don't buy anything and die. This is an on-hit effect, so I might want to substitute this tower with Tremor to give them Quagmire, to give the Poly the Quagmire. Although we'll see. Okay. This is a shorter path, but it also gives us a possibility to put a poly here that will be surrounded by that many neighbors and have a lot of effects stacked on it. So I'm kind of curious to give it a try, a go. So let's take that. Let me excavate this. Oh, okay, so next wave is okay. This is a problematic wave of quick guys. That will be a little bit helpful, but basically the choice between these two places. Here I would cover 3 tiles of the combined path. Here I cover only 2 tiles of the combined path, but 1 more tile of this path. So it is better to place it here, but I don't have sufficient amount of money unless I find here something that I can sell, but this is a gamble. What else can I do? Well, I can put a cryo cannon in here. I can put actually, this is also a good place for a tremor. Let's take this one, because let's lock these ones. Basically, these guys are quick. I don't want them running by tremors before tremors can do damage. So increasing their fire rate can help to push past the breaking point, and instead of like them having 1 hit, they might be getting 2 hits on them. But yeah, this is a spooky wave. Let's see. I do have sufficient amount of slow, both from the cryo and from the quagmire, so it seems to be helping. Yeah, it actually helps a lot. Good. Let me dig it anyway. Nothing. This wave is also scary. And this doesn't help at all because well, they have shields, so they will not be inflicted by quagmire. So I can place that in here, get a little refund. Make my sentinels stronger. Okay. Let's take a longer path. So I can put quagmire in here. I mean tremor in here. I can put a poly tower in here. So now it has frostbite and it has quagmire. It's 23 damage. I want to put a vanguard. Maybe next turn. Yeah, these guys are not scary. So I'd rather take this. And all right, let's see. Okay, it was fine. Let's go for that. Okay, a rare artifact. All towers apply the sapped debuff. Team's movement speed is reduced by 2% for 2 seconds, that's up to 7 times. So overall up to 14%, and it is a debuff, so it requires us to get rid of the shield. This, I think, is just 10% for everybody, even ones with the shield. This is 30% damage and energy regeneration, so we can build more polys. That's an interesting choice. Let's try that. Interested in building more polys, and let's also build this one and dig a little. Cheaper excavation. Okay, let's roll a little, see what we can find. Yes, I want some Vanguard damage improvement. I want this as well. I want this. I think I'm fine. Okay, I think they all are not very scary. So these guys, they never were scary, especially when you have sufficient area of effect damage. These are serpents and not vipers, so they are not fast. So they just your regular wave with a little bit of armor, a little bit, like some amount of health, so we should deal with them easily. These guys will conjure a lot of health skulls, but and they are quick, but we have sufficient area of effect damage to take care of it. It is a fork in the road, so let's put it here because this path is stronger. I would rather have a dig site. That is a choice. We have a lot of slow debuff applied, so that can amount to a significant amount of extra damage. But I also like buying my shop upgrades. Yeah, let's go with damage for now. Hopefully we will meet this artifact again. That used to be 10%, I believe. Not sure it's very useful though. No, neither I'm sure about that. Give me a second. Somebody's at the door. Came back. So yeah, I think I'd rather sell them. Let us put one garden here. Go for highest HP. Then So I'm thinking I have answers to dense waves with my tremors. I have answers to regular waves, but these guys with Aegis. Do I have a good single target hitters? Currently not, but I can get to them through the shop upgrades. Okay, something I'm not fully understanding is when I'm buying the fire rate upgrades, Paul is getting damage in the background, it seems. But let me check. So this is 39 damage, this is 23 damage. If I buy fire rate increase, no, this time nothing happened. Okay. I have no synergies with critical hits, so let's go for that. It will also increase damage of the police. So, yep. Good one. Okay, let's have a poly in here. And then that is a bad coverage, right? But okay, let's do it for the effect. And the cryo. And this critical chance will be ignored, unfortunately, but it is better coverage for the tower. And here I can put, for example, sentinels, and eventually I will find the upgrades that increase sentinels range. Now let's go for this one. That is all right. That well, these are thick boys and they have adaptive plating and I have very high fire rate, so they might be a bit scary, but still I also have reasonable damage on my shots. Is anybody piercing? No, I have no piercing so far. I only have damage over time, which is 18 damage per second. Not nothing. Let's keep these things and let's go. I want to dig. Nothing. Out of money. Wait, doesn't affect you? So 107.79. $105. It was 107.79. What the hell? 79. 95. It was 107, or did I misread it? And it reduced to 105. Or was it 97? Okay. My memory does not give me any certainty in what has happened there. $30 armor, 30 armor. Wait. Does it just not scale past 30? Zero armor there, 30 armor here, and then... So adaptive plating just never scales past 30. But then it is not scary at all. Okay. But yeah, as I've been saying, that this wave is chunky, and I was a bit concerned that they path. If their armor would scale past 30, I would be super dead by now, like completely dead. And we found it. So now our sentinels, and there will be another upgrade, so this sentinel will be also able to cover this path, which is awesome. This one, well, we'll never reach there, but okay. This will be able to shoot this whole part, so nice. A bit spooky wave, this one. There are a lot of them, they have ages, they have shields. So usually they cause me troubles, or at least concerns. But this time we are strong enough. And that's another of them. So we'll keep this one locked. Yep, good coverage. Even covers here a little. I think I'm alright with what I have. I don't think I need more towers. I just need to make the ones that I have stronger. Yes. Yes. These are also chunky boys. Their armor scales to 60. So they are scarier. And we're dead. Okay. So the solution to this was simple. Spend the previous couple of turns just upgrading my vanguards to level 2 and yeah, because currently they have 125 damage with this 60 armor, only 65 damage goes through. I upgrade them, the damage would be something like 260-ish probably, at least, maybe 300. So basically it would increase my DPS from the vanguard tremendously. From 60 it would go to like 200 something, so 3 to 4 times increase. Plus it would affect the police as well, and upgrading them costs like 200 something, so it was much better way to spend the resources. In retrospect, I didn't really look much at what is this wave before I started it, so yeah, my bad, my mistake. But we learn from our mistakes, don't we? So it is all right. Let's return to main menu, and let's say that that's enough of Repel of the Rifts for now. So I will definitely see you in the next one. Thank you for attention, and bye now.